Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Film Friday. And this week, putting 35mm film in a medium format camera. So hello and welcome to another episode of Film Friday. Most weeks I try and upload something about film photography on a Friday, hence the name. As I learn it, I'll share it. So this week, 35mm in a medium format camera. But why? Well, it gives you the fake panoramic look. It kind of, because it gives you such a narrow image, it looks like it's panoramic. It kind of works in a strange way. Any followers of someone like Thomas Heaton that will have bought that 6x17 medium format camera, beautiful camera, but by God they're expensive, ridiculously expensive, and you get 4 shots per roll. Incredible. I'd love one, but I can't justify the cost. So this is my alternative. Now, I'm going to show you some B-roll in a second of what you need to do. So I'm going to go and get set up there, and then I'm going to take a few shots. So come with me and then we'll see what the results look like. So to get your 35mm into medium format, what you need is an old roll of medium format, just the paper backing, an old 35mm negative, some sellotape, scissors, new 35mm, and a pen. So let's get started. So take your original roll up to the 1, okay? So what you want to do is just cut that on this roll, which was portrait, just cutting it on Kodak 1. Now with up to this arrow that you have here, take that old tape, your old film, take your old film like that. Now carefully, it doesn't have to be overly neat, but what you're wanting to do is cut this piece of paper so that it is straight and also the same thickness to a point as your 35mm film. So if you want to, you could just do some dashes like that. Same on the other side. Gives you a rough idea of how straight you need to be. So what you want to do now is cut that length up to your start arrow. Now if you've drawn on the outside of it, if you had a metal ruler, that might be a bit easier to cut along, or even a knife. But if you have made a line, cut on the inside of it, because obviously you've drawn on the outside. So what you're now left with is your original roll end going up to a thin film, this paper, to a thin end. And now take your film and just place it so that the end of the leader, just here, just overlaps your paper. A piece of sellotape, here's one I prepared earlier, and just tape that down. If you can do it on the other side, just keeps all the paper in and smooth, stops it lifting up inside the canister. So I'm going to get a roll. Where's my spare roll? Here it is. My little adapter. And now you just wind the film eventually back in. It should all slot in like so. Up to. So what I have here are 2 3D printed 35mm to 120 adapters. Now these slot in. So one goes in one end, like so, and then this one goes, no, the other way around. This one goes in there, and that one goes in there. So now you're left with that. So open up my Pentax, like so, and load this as you would normally in your whatever medium format camera you're in. So That goes to there. Ready to go. So it's incredibly windy today up the top. I'm at a place called Ashover Rock, which if any of you have been in previous videos would have known I've been up here a few times. It's a great place to test all my gear. It's close, it still gives nice photos, so it's worth it. As you can see, the sky is pretty blown out behind me. It's just grey, flat cloud. There's a few hot spots on the horizon, but nothing major. So this really is a sort of showing you the results rather than the photos, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, let's get set up. I'm going to start here, I think, and go from there. So welcome back to my home. The weather turned bad, the wind picked up and it started to rain. The Pentax 6x7 isn't weather sealed, so I didn't want to risk getting that wet. So I fired off a few more shots off camera on the way home, and then I got home and threw the film into a tank. Now obviously one of the things you've got to remember to do is you haven't got the backing paper to protect your film in the camera. So when you've finished, you're going to have to open the camera in a dark bag or a dark room, otherwise you're going to blow your film. It's one quirky element of it, that obviously when you open your medium format camera with a medium format film in it, it's already packaged in its paper. 35mm doesn't. So just bear that in mind. Don't just go ping, because you'll have nothing. The second thing I forgot to do, or second thing I forgot to mention, is you must set your camera, if it has the option, to 220, which obviously gives you more film. What happened on mine is I forgot to set it to 220. I left it on 120 by mistake, and it's missed half the roll. So I've only got my 10 shots, whereas I would have got 20 or 18 shots, whatever it is. So something to bear in mind. So I've opened that up, I've developed it. I developed it 1 part to 25 in Rodinal, and I was pushing the film to 800. So it's Kentmere 400 pushed to 800, which is a 9-minute development in Rodinal. Done all that, it's dried, and I've now scanned it. So I thought I would show you some of the shots. So let's go back to the start. So this is one of the ones that I really am pleased with how this looks. This is Ashover Rock. Now what's great is, when you're doing it in a quirky way, is it also exposes the image onto the sprockets, or in the not in the spaces where the sprockets are, but you know what I mean. So you get this quite a quirky image. So it looks quite good. But you could just crop it and remove the sprockets, which gives you, as I'm showing you on screen now, this. So it gives you a very panoramic looking image. Now if I'd done this with a better film, obviously this is, like I said, Kentmere, it's grainy, it's not the greatest film, it's a great character film, but it's not one of the sharpest or greatest films. If I'd used an HP5, FP4 or a T-Max or something a bit more premium, should we say, I would have got some quite interesting and possibly better results, but I'm still quite pleased with how these have turned out. So yes, cropping it will do sorts of things, but you can do a vertical as well, so don't forget that it doesn't have to be a horizontal panoramic. You can do a vertical, so you can get quite a lot in, as you can see there. So on the way home, I just pulled over to the side of the road and took some urban photography. It's not the greatest urban photography, it was raining. But you get some great street stuff. I mean, again, with this was, I had the 55mm lens on the Pentax, so you get a lovely wide shot. Again, with that panoramic look, it looks a lot wider. And there were the houses there, and because you don't have the top and bottom, so if you shot this on medium format, yes, you'd get the same horizontal size, but you've also then got the top and the bottom of the image, with it being the 6x7. We're sort of halving this, so it just looks quirky. I like it. I quite like it. It's a faff, no doubt about it. It's a faff, but it works. So I should definitely be doing this again. I will do it with a better film, I think, in the future. I might even try a colour to see what it does. It's just a bit of fun. That's all it was. It was a fun Film Friday. So that'll do. If this is your first time here, please do click that subscribe button and the little bell icon next to be notified as to when I do more things like this Film Friday. I will be trying to do more Film Friday episodes. Oh, it's getting a bit of a mouthful now. Please do give this a thumbs up if you found this useful. I'd love to see your results, so head on over to my Instagram and send me a DM with any of your shots that you've done in this same format. I'd be really curious to see how yours turned out. And I hope to see you guys in the next Film Friday. Do take care.